second scrimmage, kind of the quarterback starting to separate themselves?
Yeah, really probably Max and Alex. Mike hasn't done anything really yet since he was in the boot. But really, what it's allowed us to get more reps for those guys. Justin got reps. Really, all the quarterbacks got reps. Really, Matt, both of them right now, I'm really excited about how we threw the deep ball. We got hurt a couple times in red zone by the offense this morning. I'm going to always be concerned because we pulled off last physical total tackle where we got into more fun. Tackle early in the practice. So we got to, outside of that, really, we got through pretty good as far as we went over 100 plays so, with the three groups. So,
with Mike, do you guys have an expectation when he's going to be back?
So listen, we just got to get when he gets healthy.
Are you surprised at all by the way Max is playing, being a true freshman?
No, his dad's a coach. And I'm not making. They're not in the NFL yet. All I'm saying is they're throwing the ball. Really, I like the way we run. The wide receivers, as a general, knock on wood, have stayed healthier, so that's helped us. So we got better relationships with the quarterbacks than we did a year ago. We moved McKell over on the other side away to get another speed guy away from Rager to give us for a couple days to see how that works for him. Winters is doing a really good job at linebacker. We still got a lot to learn, but we got 2.5 weeks left. So we got a lot of football we got to work on.
Speaking of linebacker, you mentioned Montrell and Ben. Do you have an update on their status?
I don't think he's coming back. He was a great kid, NFL type ability. He's got to figure it out himself. So I wish him the best. He should graduate at the end of the semester and go about his business.
With Max and Alex, is it still a decision to hopefully have done by this week?
Right now, they're just ones and twos. We're just right now. It's been really, they all have, like I said before we started camp. I thought the quarterbacks had such a great relationship. They just want the reps. They don't care who they go in with. That's what they've been doing. Who do you got? They were doing some with the threes today. Who'd you get your reps with? They didn't care as long as I'm getting my reps. And that's what a coach wants. You just, how do we get better? Give me the ball. Let me throw it to somebody. Let them catch it. Hand it off to the right guy. So for us, biggest thing here going forward is now tomorrow will be a get better day. It'll be a lighter. It'll only be about 15, 16 periods. And then Friday and then Saturday will be a last scrimmage, and then we don't start school, but we'll go into one-a-days. No walkthroughs in the morning. We'll start getting into a school routine and practicing like we would getting ready for game week. So you basically go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you'll turn yourself to Arkansas Pine Bluff. Friday starts our mock weekend, where we do a Thursday practice in shorts and helmets. We go over to the hotel and have a video test and eat. We do everything we're going to do on the 48 hours game day. We have our meetings. So we get through this week, which is still the evaluation. Now we're into how do we find out a lot of physicalness, and then you start cutting back on that and start getting ready for everything else.
Gary, with the redshirt rule and the Doug game, is it start or don't play, or kind of?
Well, I think we learned a lesson last year. You think when the old redshirt rule, like we played a lot of young guys in the first ball game of the season at the end. I don't think you'll see us do it that way because like O'Shawn, he ended up having to. His last game was Baylor. He didn't have the Oklahoma State game. He didn't get a chance to play because before, if we wouldn't have used him for 10 plays in the Southern game, you'd had him one more game because, especially up front, those guys get older and more mature as the season goes on. So, the Arkansas Pine Bluff game is a little bit different game. Hopefully, it's important because they got an All-American running back preseason. I watched them against FIU and they ran for almost 170 yards. That was a Division I program. So we need to get ourselves ready to play.
Speaking of defensive ends, you had Parker, Shamik, and Adam out last week. Did they return yet?
All played. Shamik really had a great 3 days, to be honest with you. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, really great 3 days. O'Shawn's come on, Parker, really Adam Platt, and really all the ends have shown signs of being far better than we were last Saturday. I can tell you that. whether they're out or they play. That was their first one. And that's why we do so much come down here. Guys just act different when they get in the stadium. You got to come down, they start seeing the forest instead of the tree. You got to get them to where they're comfortable here. That's why we come down and do this. You got to get them where they're comfortable, where they don't think when they get people in the stands, all of a sudden they act different. You got to do your jobs. So.
What makes receiver? You said Alfonso was surprised on Saturday. Is he showing more of the same?
Yeah, he got banged up. He got the wind knocked out, maybe bruised something. So, but as a general rule, really, we just got to keep catching the ball better. Really, it's the short stuff that we've dropped. The deep stuff we've been really good at. Rager had a long touchdown today. I think D. Davis had a long touchdown today in the red zone. I mean, those are the things you want to see when we get down there. You got to go vertical on people.
What makes D. Winters different from the typical true freshman linebacker?
Number one, he does a great job of processing. He thinks really well. He handles. He's a lot like Ty Summers was when he came in as a freshman. He played as a freshman. He processes very well on the field. And he's not flustered if somebody's raising their voice or doing things. He doesn't get flustered by all that stuff. Which is, then guess what? Then you don't. So it's all a process of growing up, and then you don't.
Do you
make practice harder than the ball game.
Do you think it helped him at all, being that he came from such a small school and he had to do so many of those things?
I don't know. He has country common sense. Being a country boy, you just led me into that question. Of course, I think they're a lot smarter.
I'm a New Yorker.
I like them too.
When did it first strike you how football smart he was?
Well, we're not going to make him. He missed a tackle on Jed on Saturday. I mean, he's got things to do, but where we are right now with Ben Wilson out, and him having to be as a freshman, it's really important. The other guy that's been taking linebacker reps is Kendrick, and he looks fantastic too. We've had a long line of safeties moving into linebackers. So, but Kendrick's actually, because he's been going every other day, he's been doing double duty at safety. So,
kind of like what Waller did last year for you guys.
Yeah.
Do you have a mental clock at a certain time of year where you think where your team should be versus other teams that you've had in the past?
No, I just keep. Right now we're just trying. How do we watch the film, correct it? How do we make them better? I mean, you can always tell when you're older than younger how at the end of practice how an older team fights through it. Youngers, they kind of. I tell you, it's really made a difference though, going 5 to 7 instead of 4 to 6. Big difference. Just go outside. Just think after about 6:20, watch that breeze come into Fort Worth. It's made a big difference for us. Now we get home later, but it's made a big difference.
Speaking of Jet, Looper is saying he's about as healthy as he's been. Have you
Jet,
been able to see him?
Jet is the fastest I've ever seen Jet. I've never seen Jet run like Jet's running right now. Not as a sophomore when he's good. This is the best I've ever seen Jet run. And to be honest with you, Shaywell, when we get him full tilt, we'll be the same way. Mari, our freshman, Coach Looper promised me the freshman will be ready to go by the 31st, but you guys remember my comment when we started all this stuff. So, but they're good players. They just we just got to keep pushing them.
Cole McMillan still leading the center battle?
They got banged up today. Today, Cole Altman took about all the reps. So I just told him he got an exempt card from all the running for the rest of the season, as many reps as he took today in this. 1s, 2s, and 3s. So,
is McKinney back?
He will be. He was sitting up there, I think. There he is right there. So, no.
But you expect him to be.
He's in his protocol right now.
At corner, have you guys had anyone fill in for the loss of Noah at that position?
Well, you have the two guys behind our starters have been Trey Tomlinson and Keon Stewart have been the two guys. CJ's pushing, and we've set Tony Stewart one of these days, Tony Wallace, to get back out here and start practicing. So,
he's been rolling back and forth.
Yeah, because he was probably late for something.
Coach, to the players, or do you make a point of telling them about the expansion here? And
no, they can see it, but I mean, everybody gave me a bad time because we didn't have a spring scrimmage. Well, before it looked like this, it was a negative. I always said, well, I don't want cameras in here and people watching me. When we show up this spring, we'll have a spring game, and then it's going to look like this. And now I got something to show off. We finally, this was unbelievable. This now is a big time stadium.
You want the fans here? Would you allow ESPN to come in here?
I don't know about that. But maybe they'll get the fans here.